Some people think that nuts are something that is mandatory in a hamster diet, and that is actually false. And I'm going to show you in this video how you can have a hamster on a really good diet without needing to have any nuts in your diet. So yes, hamsters would naturally in the wild have nuts in their diet. They'd find them on the ground and in their natural habitat. And if you can have nuts in your hamster's diet, it is definitely recommended that you have nuts in your diet. This video is specifically for the people who can't have nuts in their hamster's diet because of allergies, and maybe their hamster has an allergy to nuts. So this is solely for the people who can't have nuts in their diet. So a hamster's diet is a little bit more complicated than going to the pet store, finding some food mix with no nuts in it, and just feeding that to your hamster. It is not, most likely does not meet all the requirements a hamster needs, and it is more recommended that you mix mixes together or you make homemade mixes. So that is what I'm going to be talking about. You can't just go to the pet store, buy a mix, buy a certain mix without nuts in it and be like, here's to my hamster, and just give them that, because that is not going to be good for their health and well-being. So just like people, hamsters need a good, really healthy diet for them to have a good and healthy lifestyle. Just like a human, we can't eat sugar and fats and stuff like that all the time because that is not going to be good for us. And same goes for your hamster. So the diet for your hamster is very important to their health and can prevent them from getting a few diseases or becoming obese. So if you are not giving your hamster many nuts and things like that, I would definitely recommend giving them more protein-rich foods such as boiled or scrambled egg, boiled chicken, turkey, beef, something like that. That is very, has a lot of protein in it that can be good for them if they aren't having nuts in their diet. Of course, this depends on the seed mix that you have, but generally hamsters, when you don't have nuts in your diet, they need a little bit more protein, so proteins and fats. So I would definitely recommend giving them scrambled eggs or boiled eggs a little bit more often than you would give a hamster that has nuts in their diet. So I'm not saying to glutton your hamster with scrambled eggs or anything, but maybe you could give them a little bit more protein-rich foods just as a substitute for the nuts that they can't have. So when it comes to nut-free hamster diets, what I would definitely recommend is getting a homemade diet for your hamster. You can make this your own, so you know 100% that there was no nuts involved in it, and you can create it yourself. Now, a homemade diet is not easy and it's not cheap, so you may be spending a little bit more money on it and a lot more time, but it is definitely worth it in the end. Creating a homemade hamster diet is very complicated, and I will leave a link in the description to a good site that shows the basics of a hamster diet, and I will leave that in the description. But hamster diets is not something you should take lightly. Homemade hamster diets takes a lot of time and quite a bit of money as well. So if you are looking into making your own hamster diet, you can check out the link in the description and see if it's for you, and then do a lot of research into that topic and eventually create your own hamster mix. So homemade diets is a way to ensure that there is no nuts coming in contact with your hamster, and that is the option that I chose. I made a homemade hamster diet. So yes, I'm going to show what my diet looks like to you guys. So this is the diet that I am currently feeding my hamsters that I made myself, that is nut-free. Yes, it is not the most colorful mix in the world, but it is very good with its protein, fat, and fiber levels, and it is 100% nut-free, so I don't have to worry about a nut accidentally getting into the mix since I made this mix myself. So I'm not going to be sharing my recipe to you guys for my homemade mix, just for personal reasons, and I want you guys to do your own research instead of just copying off of mine. And thank you to Strong Brew Hamstery for helping me make this mix. I contacted them about a few months back. I contacted SBH just saying that I don't know what to do with my hamsters. They were living on a very, very poor diet, and I really didn't have a good substantial diet for them, so they actually helped me create this mix. So thank you to Strong Brew Hamstery, and I cannot thank you enough for giving me and my hamsters a good quality recipe on a good nut-free hamster diet. So thank you to Strong Brew Hamstery. And before you guys go and bombard Strong Brew Hamstery to give you a recipe for a nut-free hamster diet, I don't really think that they want to be creating diets for everybody. So I would definitely recommend doing your own research. Strong Brew Hamstery was just nice enough to help me out with this, so I am just going to say thank you to them for helping me create this mix, and my hamsters definitely love this, so thank you. So I know it is easy to just go to the store and get a plain just pellets mix where it's basically all the hamster can ever want in one pellet, and it's this type of mix that generally doesn't have nuts in it, and people think, oh, it's amazing and all that because your hamster won't get picky and whatnot with their food. But pellets are very, very boring for your hamster. Imagine you eating crackers your whole life or something like that. You would be extremely bored of that food and you wouldn't really enjoy eating it. So definitely a more high quality mix is better for your hamster than just a plain pellet. I know it is easy to just go and get a pellet because it generally doesn't have nuts in it and it's safe and all that, but definitely going and getting a good high variety nut-free mix is much better for your hamster, and it'll make them way more happier than having just a boring plain pelleted food. So definitely I would recommend a good variety mix that has a ton of different foods in it, just to keep your hamster busy, because pellets are very, very boring, and they don't really want to eat pellets their whole life. So to give your hamster a very good lifestyle, I would definitely recommend a more high variety seed mix instead of a pellet. So hamsters need 17 to 19% protein in their diet, 4 to 7% fat, and 6 to 15% fiber to have them very happy and healthy in their diet. So if you are thinking of making a hamster diet, that is the standards as to the basic needs of what your hamster needs to have. And if a mix does not have that have anything around that range, too high of something, too low of something, then I would not recommend feeding it. It has to be in that range for it to be a good, healthy diet for your hamster. So I know I rambled on a little bit in this video, but I know for all of the people who have nut allergies out there that it is so complicated and confusing for giving your hamster a good, high-quality diet. You want to give your hamster the best life possible, but you just can't give them a good quality mix. This is just a video to help out you guys on making hamster food and helping with owning hamsters with nut allergies. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!